Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. For today we're going to do something a little bit different. Since it's taking forever to get new product in, I'm actually going to make every Thursday a Throwback Thursday type review. So we'll review a figure from the past. Granted, this one isn't that old. At least this version of it isn't that old. They do have the renewal that was released a handful of years ago. And then of course you have the original Heat Metal. But yeah, we'll take a look at the Fuuto Pi Heat Metal figure today. The front of the box just has a new pose of Heat Metal right there. The side has Kamen Rider Double, shows Heat Metal and shows us the Fuuto Pi animated anniversary version. And then on the back you see some poses and some of the accessories he comes with. And on the side it has the same words, just written in red, which is pretty cool. But yeah, so this was released for the Blu-ray release. You could get this figure and the Blu-ray packed together. Trying to get the Blu-ray was a whole debacle for me. I ordered it from a store and they just never got stock or sent it. So had to do a chargeback on my card for that. Not fun. But anyways, let's get into the figure and see everything he comes with. And here is Heat Metal out of the box. I think this anniversary edition looks really nice. I never owned the original one, so I'm glad that this show is even put out so we could get reissues of these guys. I don't know if Bandai would have done it or Tamashii Nations would have done it otherwise. Getting a close-up on him. The silver is really nice. It's a nice matte finish on the metal side, and then you have like the shiny bits for anything that's like a different color. It's like the lighter silver bits. The sculpting goes through to the elbow. And then on the heat side, you have this nice translucent plastic with like a honeycomb type texture underneath. And it's glossy. And then for the eyes, of course, they always do well with the Kamen Rider eyes. And then you have the little gem on the center of his forehead and the W. And these don't, or at least I haven't broken them off, but they are hard plastic, so be careful. But yeah, this looks really nice. No paint that's missing. This right here is where you can plug in his scarf, which is an accessory. The belt looks really nice. And on his wrist, he has that translucent plastic with that nice kind of honeycomb texture. This is actually on top, so you can feel it. It's not ingrained like this one. Then all the joints are textured with that like rib pattern, and even down to his legs. They look good. Again, with that see-through transparent plastic on one leg, and then a shiny metal type look on the other, and then the boots. That's the bottom of the feet. They always do nice sculpting that. So yeah, let's get into his articulation. Oh, and then his henshin device is awesome. Of course it moves, which is always cool. Yeah, let's get into his articulation. So for the head, he looks up about that much, which isn't that bad because he has a helmet on. It looks down about that much. You can tilt side to side. Of course, you can spin 360 if you want to. And as you can see, the neck is moving with him, so the neck will move. I find it interesting that his neck, I guess it's only coming through on the camera. I actually don't know, or is this supposed to be this way? Like his neck, one side is red and the other side is silver, but it's opposite sides. That might be because I turned his head around and then it flipped it. There we go. Okay. Problem solved. There we go. Yeah, if you notice your neck is backwards, that's probably why, because you tilted it, turned his head 360 and it shifted. But anyways, his arms go up about this much. He has a nice bicep swivel. It feels kind of like ratcheted on mine. I don't know if it's, let me see if it's on the side it's like a little smoother, but a little bit ratcheted, but I don't think any of these joints are ratcheted. He has double jointed elbows and they're nicely sculpted. And then wrists are on a ball hinge. And he kind of has butterfly joints. They don't, oh, you can pull his arm off, okay. But that goes in easy enough. Yeah, butterfly joints aren't really existent. They look fine from the back. Crunching back, he gets back about that much. And then forward, not a ton. Because this armor blocks it. And then you do get this gappage. And then leaning from side to side. Not too much. And then the waist. Get him forward about there. So it's not a ton, but I guess it's enough. Then he kicks out about that much. Legs can go up about that much. And his knee kind of hyperextends a little bit. And then he has double jointed knees, which you gotta get that top joint to work. There you go. Doesn't look bad. He has really nice ankle pivot. All the W or double figures have really nice ankle pivot. And then he has a toe joint. Let's see, anything I'm missing? Oh, he has thigh swivel as well. And then again, like I said, his henshin device can move in and out, so you can mimic him using the different, what do you call them? The little things they slot in here, the memories. That's the name, the memories. You slot in here. So yeah, I think his articulation's really good. I mean, Shinkocchou Seihou figures, they all have really nice articulation. But beyond that, let's see his accessories. And for his accessories, which I don't think he came with this much stuff in the original release, like before the renewal was made, he comes with some flame effects finally. So you have this really nice, it's hard plastic, so it could snap if you drop it, but really nice flame effect that's molded in this like translucent orange plastic that transitions into yellow. And it represents 1/2 of his staff for like his heat power. And then you also get 2 of these ends, which is just an extended piece for the staff, and then it doesn't have any fire on it. So you get 2 of the fire pieces and then 2 of the non-extended, or 2 of the extended pieces without fire on them. And then for each of those, you could put it on the long version of his staff. It's like looking at the details there. You can see the W and all the mechanical parts, which are really nice. And then it has 2 holes on either end, so you could plug that in there. Like, for instance, if you wanted to put, you know, the non-flame piece in there, you could. It's pretty simple. And then the smaller staff, they give you that as well. Same kind of paint and detail, but except it has the 2 ends on there to show that it's retracted. And then you have a peg hole right here. Which, now that I think about it, he does not come with a muffler, but it's to put his staff on his back. I always forget if he loses the muffler or not in whichever form, but yeah, this is just to put the staff on his back, so you can put the short version on his back, and then the long one does not have any kind of peg. So that's pretty cool. And then for the rest of his accessories, he comes with, and I cannot remember the name of these things to save my life, but these like little gadgets he has. So like this one, I think is a beetle, which is really nice. It's so tiny. It's so small. But it's nicely painted. And silver underneath, and has the horns right there. And the red and black is really nice too. And then we have this little cell phone, which, even if you're not a Kamen Rider fan, you watch the anime, you saw them use this guy quite a bit. And again, all the paint is really nice. The silver on the buttons is nice. Oh, the sculpted detail is really cool. I don't think any of these pieces move. Yeah, none of these pieces move. You can't close the cell phone. You definitely snap it in half if you tried, but yeah, that's really nice. I'm glad they added that. And they do have the 2 memories. And they're very, very tiny. They have the one for metal. There's a little M on there. And then you have the heat one, which it just dropped. This, just like O's medals for this line, is like very scary to deal with. I already lost 1 O medal in the carpet somewhere, and I definitely can't find it, but this is the heat memory. Has the H on there, looks like fire. Very nicely sculpted and painted. Then he comes with a ton of hands, so he has a pair for each side. One silver, one red, so he has a pointy finger hand. And of course, he has the fist that comes on him in the package. Get like this grippy hand. You gotta technically make it like a peace sign, see you later hand, but it's technically like the count up your sins hand. Another grippy hand. A pair of relaxed hands. And all these hands, by the way, are pairs, so a pair of relaxed hands are all nicely sculpted, painted. A looser grip hand. And as you can see, if you're not careful, like, you will rub the paint off, which I kind of have right there. Putting the weapons in his hands and stuff. And then he has this hand for holding the memory, which I believe all double figures come with a hand like this, but they're still really nice to have. And the final thing he comes with, which I wish all of these came with because they're expensive, so why not, to machinations, is a stand. So he's got a heat metal stand, says Fuuto Pi. This is lifted off of the black plastic, so looks really nice. Can't complain. You could pop out the 3 little pegs here and then put a stand arm in there and pose them however you want on your shelf. The stand isn't crazy dynamic or, you know, beautiful, but I still think it's worthwhile to be included. And as you can see, it definitely picks up fingerprints and scratches, so be careful if you get yours, if you just want to keep it in the package. Yeah, so that's everything he comes with. Let's take a look at some size comparisons. All right, so for our first size comparison, we'll take a look at heat metal versus an original SH Figuarts Kamen Rider figure. Oja is noticeably smaller than him, so as you can see, if they ever renewed any of the Ryuki line, which I'm interested in when they'll decide to do that, he would definitely be up to scale finally. But I still think they look really good together. I mean, detail-wise, I mean, this guy had the metal feet, and I think his legs were also metal. The lower legs were also metal to like help him stand or whatever. I don't know why they did that, but gave him some weight, made him feel premium. It was nice. All the joints still work, you know, just like a Shinkocchou Seihou, so it's not like they've gone too far off the mark with engineering nowadays. It's just that now they're properly proportioned. But yeah, so if you have any of your old Kamen Rider figures, they'll fit right in with the brand new ones. And then here he is standing next to 2 other figures from the line. This is not the Fuuto Pi version of Kamen Rider Skull. Honestly, I thought they were going to reissue Kamen Rider Skull when the Fuuto Pi movie came out, but they only decided to make that skull form of Joker, so, you know, I guess that's fine. Maybe they'll reissue him later. We just have to wait till this year and they'll announce something. But as you can see, they stand nicely all together. Looks like a cohesive unit. And then we also have the Fuuto Pi version of Kamen Rider Double, which has the same kind of metallic on one side, matte on the other side. And as you can see with all 3 of them, I still think Skull is more matte than even these 2, and even this black part right here. Like, this is definitely a little bit more shiny than Skull, if you compare it. And this one's relatively new as well. I don't know, something about the feel of Skull is different than these 2. And then weight-wise, which is interesting, and I've noticed this on some Shinkocchou Seihous, is like, heat metal seems a little lighter than, you know, Skull, and maybe that's because, I don't know, they used higher quality plastic. I have no clue, but heat metal feels a little light, and so does Fuuto Pi, but like the base form for the Fuuto Pi figure, but, you know, they have the same kind of sculpting detail. There's no paint slop. They look relatively, you know, the same, except he doesn't have that peg hole in his back to hold the weapon. He has the peg hole up here, and that is for the scarf that he comes with, but all the designs are pretty much the same. That's pretty cool, and it's worth having on your shelf. Also, a cool thing to note is that when you look down here at the belts, this one has the purple and green motif down here, and then this one has the silver and red. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, if you have all of these or want to track them down, I definitely recommend it. They'll look good on your shelf. These two are probably easier to find than Skull, but if you do find him for a decent price, definitely grab him. He is good to have. The only thing about him, and that's the reason why I hope they reissue him, is that his hat sucks to keep on his head, but that's a story for another day. Then here he is compared to a Marvel Legends Spider-Man and then a Jada Toys DJ. Again, I think they look really good together. He is small, as you can see. All imports are small once again, but I still think you could probably fudge this and make it work. I mean, Spider-Man's always crouching half the time anyway, and DJ is tall, but you know, I think you could probably make something work if you wanted to pose them up together. And finally, if all you collect are imports, if you pick up the Mafex Spider-Man, the classic suit, he blends right in with this line. And then the SH Figuarts Full Power Son Goku, they all stand about the same height. So yeah, if you only collect imports, you're in luck, because if you want to collect the Kamen Rider line and blend them with your Marvel or your Dragon Ball Z, they'll look great together. Alright, and that was Kamen Rider Heat Metal. What did you guys think about it? Would you pick him up? This guy came out about a year ago, in line with the Fuuto Pi anime. The anime is very good. I recommend you check it out if you're not even a Kamen Rider fan, but just like good animation or a fun story. It's awesome. I hope they bring the movie over here and put it, you know, somewhere where, you know, fans of the series can see it. I also wish that they didn't make these figures so hard to find. Again, this was attached to a Blu-ray release. The only reason why I got this one now, after the debacle of trying to purchase the Blu-ray and the figure, was because I found it on Mandarake, so I definitely recommend jumping on there. If you're interested in this guy or any of the figures I've seen, it's so easy to buy figures from there. Just gotta grab them before they're gone. They do go fast. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this format, having a throwback figure every Thursday, and even let me know what Kamen Rider would you want me to review next Thursday. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day.